Good morning, students. This is our university, the University of Embu. So today we are training the third year students. On Monday we trained the first year students, and all the login issues and the others were all resolved. You all know me. My name is Professor Esperanza Ndege. We have been with you during the second semester, and we went through that semester successfully despite the COVID pandemic. So today we have Mr. Peter Shinga, who will be training, and he is here with me. And we also have Mr. Paul Gidenji. You will not see him in the background, but we are very happy to have you this morning. Now, the university planned this particular training for the students by year so that we can be able to focus on any issues that you might be experiencing out there. And we are very much concerned with any particular student who has not managed to join us in the classes. Our classes have already started. We have 2 platforms that we are using to make sure that you get everything that will make your learning to be smooth. So we have a web conferencing platform, and this one the lecturers use to teach live lectures. So you are there seated, I can see you, and you can see me. You can ask me questions, and I can answer as we look at one another. The normal lectures timed, and we have a great time with the students. We have another platform, that is the MOODLE platform. It's an amazing platform where students log in and they meet their facilitators online. Now, that is where the unit facilitators form discussion forums and the chats. And you as the student, you can come in groups in the discussion forums because there are questions that have been put there, you discuss together. Then as you always advise, you get one student among you to be the moderator and another one to be the secretary, to take all those points that you have discussed, put them in a report that is uploaded for all the other students to see what each group has discussed. The same MOODLE platform is also used for assignments and the cards. And you do them and you submit all the notes that you require there. We have MOODLE notes that are very well researched and they are there. We have also other supplementary materials that will all make you run properly. That is in addition to the library resources that we have. So from our statistics of the third year students, we looked at so that a few of you and missed out in the classes, and that's why we decided to hold this training today to get you to know what issues you have, so that if there is anything like login issues, we address them through this particular training, and then you'll be able to join us in the class. Don't worry, you'll catch up with us, with the others. We have not gone too far, but you'll be able to catch up, and you'll make sure that you are able to be at par with the rest of the students who started the classes a little bit earlier. But we are going to address your issues personally. So we are very optimistic that after this training, you will not have any other issue, and you'll be able to join us. And we are addressing you because we know and we understand sometimes there are challenges, those internet challenges, depending on which part of the country you are in. But we are very happy that the University of Embu has managed to bring all the students, most of the students, let me say, just a few of you are out there, and that's why you're looking for you, but all the other students are in class and the classes are learning smoothly. So we could be one or two students out there. Please just join us in the class. We don't want to take the statistics and see anyone is missing. So with that, then I'll hand over this training to Mr. Peter Chinga. He will touch all the issues, just in case there is anything else that you would like to know. Ask any questions, and we are going to answer them today. Thank you very much, students. We meet again. We have been with you. So let's meet online and in the class. Thank you so much.
Okay, so good morning. My name's Peter Shinga, and I'll be taking you through the training for today in regards to the schedule that was sent that mainly captures the use of the e-learning platform for studies and access of teaching resources associated with this semester. So the first part that you need to understand or to know is how to access it. Notice that yesterday we had an update. We've been trying to upgrade our systems to facilitate the huge number of students without the collapsing of the system. We noticed that for the past 2 weeks, when a lot of students were trying to access, it was bringing access issues. But yesterday we managed to update the system so that it can be able to facilitate more and more of you concurrently. So as we speak, then the system has been updated, and you'll notice that when you open the link on the website, it will take you to a slightly different URL, which instead of lms.embun.ac.ke, it will take you to lms1.embun.ac.ke, which is the new server that we are using currently. So in case you find an issue in trying to access the previous e-learning platform, kindly note that the link has slightly changed to lms1.embun.ac.ke in case you had initially saved it on your device. So the best thing to access it, either access it through the e-learning platform, not e-learning, sorry, but the university website where we have the e-learning menu item at the top, or the e-learning under useful links, or the e-learning under resources. Also, we have a link on the ODEL website that will take you to the same platform. Okay, so for those who have issues in logging in, you have the option of forgot password, where you can either search via your username, which is your admission number starting with a small letter. For example, sorry, that is my username, which is my admission number starting with a small letter. So if you search it, it will send a password reset link to the email that was used during the account creation. So if you used your personal email, then it will go to your personal email. If you used your student email, then it will go to your student email for you to be able to reset it. Okay. For my case, I remember my password and I should be able to log in. Okay, so for your case, once you log in, you should be able to see the units that you enrolled into last semester. Okay, if you've not yet enrolled to any unit this semester. In case you want to enroll the units for this semester, it's as simple as going to the site home and searching the unit, either using the unit code or the unit name. Notice that there's spaces between the unit, the prefix of the unit code and the numbers of that unit. So if it is SIT 011, you have to put a space between SIT and 011. Okay, then click the go button, which will bring the SIT links. Notice that in case you find any other unit that is not SIT, it means that this information within the description that has brought that search, because the search looks for the unit name and can also be able to search information within the description of that unit. So notice that we have ECT 703, which has University of Embu in the description. That's why we have SIT being searched and appearing within search course description. Okay, so if you're searching on your device, kindly confirm that it is the name is what you anticipate or is the actual name of the unit that you want to undertake, and it is one for semester 1 2020-2021. In case there is one that was previously being undertaken in the previous semester, which is semester 2 2019-2020. Okay, so kindly ensure that as you are searching for your units. By now, I'm sure that you are able to access this timetable, okay, which can be obtained either on the news and notices. We have the draft online teaching timetable, or under students, we have the teaching timetable. So either will take you to where you can be able to download the timetable and use it as a reference point as you're searching for the units within the e-learning platform. Okay, so once you're inside the e-learning, then the first thing you'll do is to enroll to the units for this semester, all of them. The second part is, after enrolling within the unit itself that you've enrolled, there should be a minimum of search. I'll take you through each of them. So the first part should be the announcement, where it gives more information about the course. Okay, maybe the when we anticipate to have the course taking place during the week, maybe every Wednesday, the name of the lecturer, any information that will help you during the course of that specific unit, okay, undertaking. So other than that, you can also have the course outline at this point, okay, where the lecturer will post the course outline. Most are in document format, where if you click on it, it will automatically open or download depending with the browser settings that you've placed. Okay, then we'll have a topic called lecture 1 or lesson 1, depending with how the lecturer has put or might decide to put a name associated with that lecture 1. Okay, then we'll have a procedure as to how you can join the lecture 1 on the web conferencing facilities that is currently being used for students to be able to attend classes. Okay, so each lecture should have a procedure to join that lecture. The procedure should indicate that you are supposed to join using your full names and admission number for recording purposes in regards to class attendance. It should have a password. Notice that this one, the lecturer has not put the password for lesson 1, so you cannot be able to attend that class. We also have the meeting date, time, and duration associated with that class, so that you can be able to plan appropriately. And then we have the meeting link. Okay. After such a class or before the class, the lecturer can decide to enable visual for you to be able to see the lesson notes for that lesson, and maybe some discussion associated with that lesson. Maybe after the lesson, the lecturer can decide for you to be able to discuss on items associated with the lesson that has just happened. So technically, what you are seeing on lecture 1 is sort of a basic part of a lecture. Okay, you can have instances where the lecturer can give an assignment for you to be able to do following the lesson that we just had. Okay, if the lecturer decides to give an assignment, if there might be different modes of you to sort of do the assignment. There are assignments that you can type inline within the e-learning platform. There are those that you need to download a document, work on it, and then upload a submission document. Okay, so depending with how the lecturer has put the assignment, then you should be able to do that. Okay, you can have an instance where the lecturer has put a cut or a quiz after a lesson, which you might need to undertake as part of evaluation to see if you've understood that specific lesson, or there are issues that the lecturer needs to advise, which can he or she can take care of in the next lesson. Okay, so these are the basic things that you can see once you enroll into a course or a unit. There might be more than this, but this is just the basic environment. Okay, so in order to join a class, for our case, we'll use the one for today. So we have the link and we have a password. If you're using a computer, you can copy the password, okay, so that when you open the link, you can be able to paste it on the password uh, text box associated with joining that meeting. Okay, notice that the procedure to join gives all instructions. Okay, the click I am not a robot, click the join meeting, all these are instructions that will help you to be able to join that meeting. So for our case, we need to put the name and admission number, put the password, click the I'm not a robot, and click join meeting. Okay, so my names and admission number, the password I've pasted, click the I'm not a robot, and I join the meeting. Okay, so once I join the meeting, I have the option of joining using microphone or listen only, depending with how the settings of the class have been put. Then you should be able to join differently. If it is a class of 50, then chances are you should be able to join using microphone. If it is 200, then you should be able to join mostly listen only, because of the interruptions associated with large classes. If it is 300, then it will be listen only. Okay, the difference between all that is also in regards to the use of the public chat. If you are 50, a class of 50, you should be able to use the public chat without much issues. You can be able to type whatever you want to type on the public chat and post. Okay, and it will appear with the name and admission number associated with how you logged in. Okay, if it is a class of 50, you should be able to have the microphone and typing. If it's a class of 200, you should be able to listen only and type on the public chat. If it is a class of 300, then sometimes the public chat might be disabled. Okay, because the pre-settings of the system have been put such that if it's a class of 300, then you join as a webinar. Okay, webinars have sort of minimal interactions between the lecturer and the students. But the lecturer can be able to unlock you so that you can be able to type or do whatever he sees is viable for that specific class. Okay, so depending on the class sizes and the settings that the lecturer has put, then you should be able to interact on different levels. Okay, so once you join, then you should be able to see, if you're using a computer, then you should be able to see the people who've joined, your classmates on the left side. Okay, a column for the public chat, and a section where you have the presentation. Okay, if you're joining with a mobile phone, then it will look as such, where the left columns will be hidden, and you can unlock them by pressing the top left corner that looks like a user image. When you hover around it, it says list user toggle, and when you click on it, it will give you the list of users. If you want the public chat, you just click the public chat and it will open the public chat for you. Okay, at the top you'll have the unit name or the name of the meeting as has been put by the lecturer. You'll also have a white button that might turn red if the lecturer has started recording the class. If not, it will remain white, indicating that no recording of that specific session is happening. Okay, so that is in regards to recording of the sessions. Then on the right side, you'll have an option of adjusting settings for that class, where after the class you can decide to log out. Okay, in case you have challenges, maybe in between someone called you, if you're using your phone, then you are the audio was interfered with, then it is as simple as refreshing the whole page. Okay, on the computer, the refresh button is at the top left side. Currently, it's usually reload or refresh, any of the two. On your mobile phone, if you slide down your screen, it usually refreshes the current sort of window. Okay, so that is that in regards to refreshing in case you have interferences during class. For those who have the Kabambe phones, you also have an option of joining using audio only by dialing the number that you can see there, 0111 017712. The code will be given. In case it changes, then the lecturer can distribute the code. Then you'll join using listen only, because technically you cannot have visual on that device as much. So you'll use the 0 button to mute and unmute during that call. Okay, so we are trying to cover all people with almost all devices so that they can be able to attend the classes without much difficulties. Okay, so this is the platform that you'll be using to attend classes. its access is via the e-learning platform. Notice that you need not to create accounts on the Kenneth web conferencing facilities in order to attend classes. So for those people who are trying to create accounts using their personal emails, using pseudo emails, kindly stop creating those accounts because they will not go through. Okay, those accounts are usually vetted to ensure it's only lecturers who use such resources. Okay, we do not want to clog the resources to a point where the lecturers are not able to teach and your classes might suffer. Okay, so kindly, if you are trying to create accounts, you are not supposed to create accounts for Kenneth. Web conferencing facilities, it's only for lecturers. For your case, you'd only access it through the e-learning platform. Okay, so after the lecture, then the lecturer can sorry for that. The lecturer can decide to post. Sorry, not that one. The lecturer can decide to post the recording of that session. Let me pick one that has a recording. Okay, so a recording link can be posted for that specific lesson that had passed. Okay, so when you click on that link, it should open the recording page where we have a menu item on the left. At the top, it's written the course code or the name of the meeting as scheduled by the lecturer. Then there's a window that will show the recording. Then we have the navigation in regards to the playing, the pausing at the bottom. Okay, so on the left side is the slides that were presented. Okay, so you can choose to move to a specific slide, okay, to be able to hear what the discussion was about. Okay, so if the lecturer is yet to post or upload the recordings of previous classes, then you can prompt them to upload for you to be able to listen through what happened during the previous class. Notice that the e-learning platform enables you to recap in case you missed the class or missed a section of the class due to one reason or another. Maybe there was difficulties with the internet and things of that sort. Okay, so the second part I want to talk about is the assignment. So from time to time, you'll be given assignments to be able to judge if um, the understanding of the concepts has been achieved by the students. And with this, then, depending with how the lecturer has put it might be an inline such that you need to type the answers on the assignment page itself, or in such a case like this one, the lecturer has decided to post a document where when you click on that document, it will download it. Okay, and you will attempt it and be able to, after attempting, be able to submit. Notice that it will give information in regards to the number of attempts if you are doing multiple attempts. Currently we've not submitted any draft, so that's why it says draft not submitted. If you submit, it will change. If it is graded, it will change and all that. Okay, currently we've not been graded since we've not submitted. It gives the due date and time remaining to the due date. Okay, and when it was last modified by the lecturer. So, and any comments that might be put in regards to the submissions of that specific assignment. Okay, so for now we want to submit an assignment. If you initially submitted, then you'll have an option of submit, edit submission, or remove submission. Okay. For our case, since we are using it as a training, I tested it, that's why it's giving me such. In case it's a new submission, then it will prompt you to add a submission. So for our case, let me edit a submission and post a random document. Click the save button. If you're using a computer, you can drag and drop. If you're using a mobile phone, you can click on the add file, and you can be able to select the uploader file and browse to um, wherever you've saved your document. And then for case, that one, and then I click upload file. Since I had initially, it will prompt me if I want to overwrite. Decide to overwrite, and I save changes. Okay. Then it has somewhere where you need to confirm that you want to submit the assignment for grading. Okay. If you're not sure, you can edit submission and click on the file. If you're not sure, you can delete, or you can download to confirm if it's the actual one. Okay. And all that. So for our case, you can also remove a submission if you do not want that file to be submitted. Then you can come and re-edit the submission and upload another one until you're comfortable. As long as it is before the due date, then when you're comfortable, click submit. It will prompt you to confirm that the submission, you are sure that you want to submit that work. Okay. uh, Click the check. You'll check the check button and click the submit. Then the status will change to submitted for grading, and you'll wait for the lecturer to grade it so that you can get a grade at that grade status slot. Okay. So that is that in regards to assignments. When it comes to quizzes and cuts, then the lecturer will provide any information associated with that. Some lecturers will put codes to accessing the cuts or quizzes. Some will give information in regards to the dates, duration that it will be open. Okay. For our case, our cut or quiz is generally open. It doesn't have a limit in terms of how many submissions you can do. It doesn't have a limit in terms of when it will be open, maybe the time duration when it will be open. It doesn't have a time slot associated with it, such that you can do it for hours and hours without it locking. So this is just for testing purposes. So in a normal instance, you'll have a cut that shows the number of attempts. Maybe I can look for one that has such. Okay. Okay. So like such an instance where you have an attempt allowed, 2. Some lecturers will put 2 in the sense that maybe the first one, you might have maybe interruptions in regards to internet connectivity during the cut or quiz. So in case you have an issue, then you can use the second attempt to rectify whatever whatever issue was experienced in the first attempt. Then it will give when the quiz will be open and when it will be closed if it is closed. Then if there's a password associated with that quiz, so that you can be able to access, request the lecturer prior to the quiz date and time. Okay. Also the time limit associated with answering the questions, and then the grading method that will be used in case it's more than one attempt, which attempt will be picked. Okay. For this case, it's last attempt, so that if you are able to do it to the completion for the first attempt, then do not redo it again, because if you decide to fail it or get less marks the second time, then the last attempt will be the one that will be picked. Okay, so depending with how the settings have been put, yeah, you can have such an environment associated with that cat or quiz. Okay, so for our case, the lecturer has not put much restrictions in regard to the quiz because it is a test quiz. Okay, so and the grading method is highest grade. So if you do it multiple times, the highest grade is the one that will be picked. So we can click the attempt. You might have such an error in regards to pop-ups. If you've blocked the pop-ups from your machine, then you need to allow it because it will open in a new window. Okay, so depending with the settings that the lecturer has put, if they've enabled security, then once you start a quiz, if you leave the page, the system will assume you want to cheat, and it might decide to lock you out of that session, and you might experience challenges in redoing it if it is only a one attempt kind of environment. So if you're using your mobile phone to do the cut-out quiz, then ensure that there is minimal interruptions. You can use the do not disturb mode so that people do not call you and interrupt with the window of the cut-out quiz, and do not move between different windows on your device, because the settings might decide, depending on the settings that have been put, it might lock you off that specific attempt. So exercise caution as you are trying to do the cards or quizzes. So we have different types of questions. We have the calculated type of questions where we have mathematical questions and you give an answer. We have other calculated that you might have to do formulas. So depending with the unit, then the lecturer will advise. Some mathematics, physics, and chemistry classes might require a more detailed training in regards to attempting cards and quizzes online because of the formula associated with the questions. If the lecturer might need you to type formulas and all, then they might call you for a more in-depth training before the cut-out quiz. But if they decide maybe to put the question and you calculate outside and just give the answer, if the answer is simple as typing digits without symbols, then it can be easily handled using this example. Okay, so it's as simple as writing the answer. Then we have a matching type of question where you have an explanation and you need to match it with a word or sort of words. Okay, for my case, I'll pick them randomly. Okay, I'm not sure if okay, that's just an example of a matching type of question. Then we have a multiple choice kind of question where you'll select either of the options that you've been given. Okay, then we have a short answer type of question where you need to type whatever is appropriate for the gap within the question. Okay, so for that, you just type whatever answer is required. Okay, then we have a true or false kind of question where you need to select if the statement is true or false. Then we have an essay type of question where you need to type your answer in full. These essays fall in the category of maybe a normal a question maybe in the CAT that you need to explain, define, illustrate, such kind of environment where you usually write. So in this case, you need to type. So depending with the questions, then the lecturer will see how fit or how best to give the duration associated with that CAT or quiz. So if you are typing a lot, then the duration should accommodate the speed of the typing associated with such a question in regards to setting the time limits associated with the CAT or quiz. So this, I'll just type anything, and then at the bottom you'll have the finish. So depending with how the questions have been set, you can have them in all in one page, you can have them in different pages such that each question is on a page of its own, such that you flip through the questions. Okay, but all these are just settings by the lecturer, depending with the how they want to you to interact with the system. So after you've done, you click the finish attempt. It will give you which questions you've done, which ones you've not done. For our case, we've done all of them. If you doubt that the answers that you gave are not the correct ones, you can return to attempt and change whatever question answer that you want to do and finish. And then once you are comfortable, you just submit all and finish. It will require you to confirm, okay, depending with the settings that the lecturer has done. This one requires you to confirm. So once you confirm, it will say that you finished, you submitted on this date at this time. This is for evidence purposes that you actually attempted that quiz. In case anything happens, you can decide maybe to screenshot this page so that you have evidence that you submitted something. In case maybe the lecturer comes and tells you that maybe you did not do, or maybe something happened to the system that shows that you did not actually attempt that quiz, then you can decide to use this as your evidence. Okay, but I doubt if that quiz submission can disappear in the system unless maybe the lecturer does remove it by mistake one way or another. Okay, so if the quiz has multiple attempts, then you have the option to reattempt the quiz for a second time, a third time, depending with how the settings have been put. So that is that in regards to CATs and quizzes. I think if there's any question, you can post on the live chat, and then I'll get to answer them. So other than this, the e-learning platform, I would like, sorry, I didn't talk about the discussions. Okay, so before I leave, I can talk something small about the discussions forums, where technically a discussion forum is where you can chat like a WhatsApp group, but for those that have enrolled into that unit, where you have two options. You have the enter chat now, and you have sorry, excuse me, and you have the more accessible interface environment. So the enter chat now looks as such, where you can it shows your name and you can type, okay, anything that you want to communicate with the lecturer and the rest of the students. It will show a timeline associated with that. Okay, then we also have a more accessible interface where it's like a messenger. You can type anything and post it at the bottom. okay, which will give more information or show whoever is chatting or typing. Okay, so if you refresh, it will be updating the details as they come. Okay, so that is that in regards to the charts. Then we have you can view a past chat session if it exists. You can view all sessions and show that the people have been chatting. Okay, so if you close the chat window, then that session ends, but the trail is retained. So you can go and see what chat session was, who chatted during that session, and things of that sort. So think with that done in regards to the e-learning. Notice that for every course that you enroll into, they can be accessed via the My Course menu. They will appear there, so you will not have to go back and search for that unit on the site home. Okay, they will appear on My Courses. They will also appear on the dashboard. So all enrolled courses will appear on your dashboard. You need not to search for them again. So either on the dashboard or My Courses list, then you should be able to access all the units that you have enrolled into. Okay, so other than that, the second thing that I want to talk about on top of the e-learning platform is the student portal, okay, which can be obtained from the university website. Sorry for that. From the university website, at the top you have the student portal. Okay. Also, at the bottom we have the student portal. Also, at the useful links we have the students portal. So for those who have issues accessing their student portal, either you forgot your password, um, it's as simple as clicking the forgot password, putting your admission number in full, and a reset link will be sent to your student email. Notice that for the student portal, sends directly to your student email, but for e-learning, it sends to the email that was used during the account creation. Okay, so if you forgot your password or the credentials do not tally with what you're typing, then it's as simple as resetting password. It will send an email link to your student email address. Okay, so in my case, I remember my password, so I'll just log in. And once you log in, at a glance, you'll be able to see your fee, your hostel history. Currently, the hostel booking has been blocked, okay, because the institution is yet to give communication in regards to opening. Until we have such communication, then the hostel booking will remain closed. Okay, then we'll have registration of units at this point. Okay, then we'll have the latest news and latest events. So first, once you log into your e-learning, not e-learning but the student portal, the first thing you need to do is to report, because if you do not report, you cannot be able to interact with the semester items within the portal. So the first thing, you'll click the reporting menu item. Sometimes this menu might be hidden. So if you click the three lines at the top left, then it will open it, and you should be able to click the reporting and report to the new semester. If there's any issue in regards to reporting, then you need to access or notify the admissions office to be able to for that issue to be able to be addressed. This might apply to people who called off and have not yet resumed, studies, or someone who changed any aspect of your admission in regards to either changing course, changing calling off and things of that sort. Okay. Also, for those maybe that might have gone for disciplinary and need to be reinstated, you need first to pass through admissions office for that to be activated. Okay, so once activated and you've reported, then you can come to the menu item under units and be able to see that the reporting status should now read reported. Okay, for my case, still not reported because I'm not supposed to enroll to this current semester. Okay, so once you report, then the unit registration will move from closed to open after the settings have been adjusted by admissions for those that have issues, and you should be able to register for units. Okay, if you have an issue with previous semester units reporting or unit registration, there's a unit registration history where you can go to specific year, click on the semester and confirm if they were actually if you actually registered and they were approved. Okay, then also you can view your curriculum from this page for the various years and semesters, so that you can confirm if whatever is in the timetable and whatever is in your curriculum actually tally, so that you do not have much issues when it comes to undertaking your exams. Okay, also for fee statements, I know by now you should be able to read your fee statements from the portal and access the fee structure um, for the various years within your course. Okay, so depending with the settings that have been put on the system, then you should be able to access that. So I'm seeing questions coming in. There's a question about exams. So for the previous semester, that is semester 2 of 2019-2020 academic year, the exams scheduling will be communicated for continuing students, that is the second years, the third years, and the current fourth years. That will be communicated in due course. Currently, there's I don't have such information as to when you will be doing that exam. Communication in regards to how exams will be handled also for this semester will be communicated in due course. So for the current semester, what we are handling is the studies, the assignments, the quizzes, and the cards online. Okay, so for exams, the information will be communicated by after the Senate has agreed in regards to that. So kindly keep accessing your student email for that communication, so that when that communication will be sent, you should be able to access it. Okay, so I'm also I'm seeing a question is there any possibility of doing exams online? Currently, all cards are on the table. So the university is exploring all possible means in regards to how exams will be tackled. At the same time, you're also considering the laws and statutes associated with the handling of exams, so that there is no sort of issue once the decision to undertake exams has been taken. So we are looking at it wholesomely to prevent any issue even from the the regulatory bodies associated with the education ministry. So with regards to that, then the communication should come appropriately from, chances are it will come from either the DVC, ARE, or the VC, depending with where the communication will come from. But in regards to exam, communication will come. So kindly check your email from time to time so that you do not miss on that opportunity. Okay, so okay, I'm seeing someone saying that how sure are you that one can't cheat? So on the use of multiple gadgets, as much as possible, you are trying to limit the chances of someone cheating. But there are measures that are being taken by the lecturers, the institution, in regards to the cheating of online cards, quizzes, assignments, and exams. So I'm not. I might not want to spill the beans in regards to what we are using in regards to prevent that, because if I say everything, then one might go and reverse engineer whatever I say to be able to counteract whatever we are putting in place in regards to security. So we are looking at security of exams as a high priority. That's why I've said that the handling of exams will be communicated in due course, so that we prepare well and prevent instances of cheating and maybe any malpractice associated with exams during that session. Okay, so other than that, there's one last thing I want us to go through, which is access to online e-resources, which when you go to the university website, under library, we have the library website. So under the library website, for those who've not had the chance to access the library website, then you'll see some information in regards to what the library offers in terms of e-resources, checking of plagiarism using the Turnitin software, um, online printing, all those resources that including past exam papers that the exam, not the exam, but the library section handles. Okay, so for our interest is these two links, the e-resources link and the off-campus e-resources access. So if you're within campus or within the local area network of the university, including the Wi-Fi, then you can be able to access the e-resources. But for your case, since we are studying from home, then you should be able to access the online resources remotely. Okay, so for this, okay, I think, sorry for that, there might have been an issue in regards to connectivity. So for this instance, if you are accessing it off campus, then we have the option of off campus access to resources. And on opening this, then it will take you to a login window, which is powered by RemoteX. Okay, if credentials or a link to create an account or link in regards to your account have not been sent to your student email, then you can contact the library. I'll give you the email address associated with that. But for now, once you log in, you should be able to access the subscribed e-resources or electronic resources in terms of ebooks, e-journals, and electronic databases, so that you can be able to undertake your research and do your assignments without much difficulties. Okay, this will also assist in any research that might be associated with further readings uh, within each unit lesson for this semester. Okay, so maybe on the library website, uh, at the bottom, okay, we have an issue or sort of a survey, okay, to be able to rate some aspects in regards to the open access week. We also have the email, the library at embuni.ac.ke. So in case you do not have such an email in regards to access to online resources remotely, then you can email library at embuni.ac.ke, so that they can be able to assist with that. Okay, there's also the Ask a Librarian, okay, where you can click on the Contact Us and you can give information, your name, your email, the subject, maybe access to offline off-campus e-resources, and a message in regards to that. Okay, then this bottom part is a means of ensuring that it's not a robot filling this form. So it tells you to click on the penguin, you click on the penguin and you submit. Okay, so if you do not have such a link, then you can send communication via that mean, or email library@embuni.ac.ke, so that the librarian can organize access to or create a link or an account for you to be able to access the resources offline. So I think with that, then I am through with today's training. I hope that I've been able to answer the questions that have been posted on the live chat. So just to recap, all matters pertaining to your studies for this semester will be handled on the e-learning platform. So everything that are all resources in regards to your lecture notes, reference materials, class recordings, assignments, cards and quizzes, charts will be handled on the e-learning platform. Okay, so the two accounts that you need mostly are the e-learning account and the student portal account and your student email. So for those who have issues accessing their student email, then you can email either of the emails running at the bottom, that is odel-student-support@embuni.ac.ke, or you can be able to access the ICT email or send to the ICT email, which is ICT support.ict@embuni.ac.ke. So if you have those three platforms, that is your student email, the e-learning platform, and your student portal, then you should be good to go for the rest of the semester. Okay, so I think with that, I'll hand it back to the director, Odell, to give her closing remarks and be able to close the session. Okay, so thank you, Director Odell.
Good morning once again. Students, we are very happy that this training has come to an end successfully. I want to thank Mr. Peter Shinga very much for having taken you through this training. And also I would like to thank Mr. Paul Kidenji for being with us this long, ensuring that everything is running on well. Now, Mr. Shinga has covered various areas with you as a way of quick summary. So he has covered on how to log in the e-learning platform, how to access a unit, how to access course materials. He has talked on how to submit an assignment, how to sit for a CAT, a quiz, or an exam. He has also covered on how to access chats and discussion forums. And I cannot overemphasize the importance of chats and the forum discussions, because that is where the student activity is concentrated. You have really to discuss all the topics that you cover in class. You are supposed to cover all those other activities. You are supposed to go through all those activities and they discuss them thoroughly in preparations for the cards and the quizzes. So those ones are very, very, very important, and I'm glad that they have been covered very well. Now, you have also been told how to reset the password, and also how to access the online resources. We have a library that is very rich in e-resources. So the link has been provided. You go to library online and you access any journal, any text, any that you require to read. The university has subscribed to international journals and local journals. So it is very rich. They are also open educational resources. You can get all the materials that you require through the link that have been given to the library. Now, what happens then if you have a question that maybe bothers you after the training is over? If you have any question that is bothering you, please just send it over to my mobile number. I'll give you the director's number. So if you have a paper and a pen with you there, write 0758 131 736. 0758 131 736. That is the director's line, and I'll be available for you anytime, day, night. Call any time of the day or any time of the night. As long as I see you are calling me, I'll pick that phone and resolve your problem instantly. Then we also have an email address that you can send your inquiry or any question that is you think you need really an urgent answer. Ondero-student support at embuni.ac.ke. I will repeat, Ondero-student support at embuni.ac. That is the EROP's desk email. So you send an email there, it will be answered to you, it will be responded to instantly. And when I say instantly, it is exactly that, students. The same case with the mobile that I've given you is instant. And thank you very much. We are very happy that you have listened to this training to the end. And we look forward to seeing you in class. I know now there will not be any other issues. We are going to have 100% attendance in class. So welcome. Karibuni sana. University of Embu is there to take care of you and your needs. This is the University of Embu, where we do a transformation through the knowledge that is imparted to the students. So knowledge transforms. Thank you very much.